I'm Dr. Darren Howarth. Have you ever said to yourself, I just woke up and my back started hurting, or I don't know what I did, but my back hurt, my neck hurt, whatever the case may be. So a lot of the times what I see in my office is repetitive trauma. So what that typically means is you have a job or a whatever activity that you like to do that you just do the same thing over and over and over again. For example, I sit at a computer 8 hours a day, I bend over and lift things, or whatever the case may be. So what that's doing, obviously, with repetitive trauma, you're putting stress on certain areas of the body, the spine, that eventually will get what's called a joint restriction. So what that would look like on a low back, for example. So this would be your back, this is your spine, so this is facing that back. So if you went to bend backwards, here would be an example of a good spine is you get a nice smooth curve, okay? So someone with a joint restriction, say right in here, what's happening is it's tightening up in that area, and then you're getting a nice pivot point above and below, and the joint restriction would be in here. And what's the bad part about what a joint restriction will do is when you get that joint restriction that's not allowing this to move, it's then causing some of that inflammation and swelling to happen inside, which then goes in this loop. Now you're going to get some of that muscle guarding, and then it's going to hold it tighter, which then can cause potentially more restrictions, and then you're going to get another tight spot up here or down here or whatever the case that's going to occur around that area. And this is then it just goes in a circle if you don't address it. So why that's important and why that's a big concern is the fact that this is something that typically comes on slowly. Pain is usually one of the later things to show up in these repetitive injuries. Typically, you'll get some of that stiffness. You might even get start noticing some of that, like, oh, it just doesn't move the same. But if you leave it alone, then it just kind of works its way and gets worse. So this is something that realistically will likely affect everyone in their lifetime. I mean, they say about 80% of people will have something like this, if not worse, at some point in their life. So why this is important, especially as a chiropractor standpoint. So what we're doing is trying to go in there and get that joint restriction to move and to take that out. So then you can get, again, out of that position and now kind of back into that nice smooth curve again. So then it's going to put less stress in any one specific spot and try and spread the load between the rest of the area. And then especially with adjustments, we're getting that area to move. And then here at my office, we do a lot of the exercises to help, okay, let's modify what you're doing at work to be able to function better. We'll give you the exercises to strengthen whatever the case may be. Obviously, every scenario is a little bit different, but addressing that area of the spine or the areas that are causing the injury, and then moving from there. Obviously, there could be other injuries, but some of these little things that just kind of keep going until eventually it hurts or it fails or whatever the case. And then they've shown a lot, especially with the research, same idea with this chiropractic treatment, that typically they're getting less pain, better function, better quality of life, as well as less medication. And day and age we're in today, all of those things are typically the things that we're looking for, is trying to feel better and take less medication and just be able to enjoy things that we have, especially here in Tahoe. And if you have any questions, feel free to let me know, but trying to get things moving sooner rather than later and just keep things moving get you out of that bad circle is what we do. And let me know in the comments if you have any other questions or other concerns that might be able to address in some future videos. But have a great day, and we'll see you next time.